Namaste my dear students, Nenu Mi Suryateja from Saimedha Ecet Coaching Center Koti, Hyderabad. Director JC Sir Advaryamlo, Shashikanth VALMIKI Sir Parvekshana నిర్వహిస్తున్న Saimedha Coaching Center Koti, Hyderabad. Ecet 2023 రాసిన విద్యార్థులందరికీ మీరు అబ్జెక్షన్స్ పెట్టుకోనికి వీలుగా ఉండాలి అనే ఉద్దేశంతో ఈసెట్ పేపర్స్ అన్నిటిని బిట్ టు బిట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయడానికి ఈ వీడియో లెక్చర్ సిరీస్ మీ ముందుకు తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. కాబట్టి మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, ఎవరైతే ఈసెట్ 2023 రాస్తారో, ఎవరైతే క్వశ్చన్స్కి ఆన్సర్స్ తెలుసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నారో, పూర్తి డీటెయిల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఈ వీడియో లెక్చర్స్ని ఖచ్చితంగా వాచ్ చేయండి. అలాగే మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరికీ కూడా ఈ వీడియో లెక్చర్ సిరీస్ని షేర్ చేయండి. దీంతో పాటుగా మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, ఎవరైతే ఈసెట్ 2023 రాస్తారో వీళ్ళందరికీ సాయిమేధ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ కోటి హైదరాబాద్ ఒక ద్రోణాచార్య బ్యాచ్ ని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేసింది. గత 25 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఎంతో మంది ఇంజనీర్లు తయారు చేసిన సంస్థ సాయిమేధ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ కోటి హైదరాబాద్ డిప్లొమా విద్యార్థులకి అండగా బాసటగా నిలవన ఉద్దేశంతో ఈ బ్యాచ్ ని మీ ముందుకు తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. ఈ బ్యాచ్ లో భాగంగా మీ అందరికీ మొదటిగా మీరు బీటెక్ లోకి వెళ్ళిన వెంటనే ఇబ్బంది పడుతారు అనే ఉద్దేశంతో, ఆ ఇబ్బందిని పోగొడితేనే ఫ్రీ మైండ్ తో ఉంటేనే పని బాగా చేస్తారు ఉద్దేశంతో బీటెక్ 2-1 అకాడమిక్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ ని ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తున్నాం. బీటెక్ 2-1 అకాడమిక్ సబ్జెక్ట్సే కాకుండా సిఆర్టీ క్యాంపస్ రిక్రూట్మెంట్ ట్రైనింగ్, దీనిలో భాగంగా ఆప్టిట్యూడ్, రీజనింగ్, ఇంగ్లీష్, అదేవిధంగా సిఆర్టీకి కావాల్సిన బేసిక్ కోడింగ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ సి కావచ్చు, C++ కావచ్చు, జావా కావచ్చు, పైథాన్ కావచ్చు, వీటన్నిటిని మనము లైవ్ క్లాసెస్ ద్వారా అందిస్తాం. దీంతో పాటుగా థర్డ్ వన్ డిప్లొమా బేస్డ్ జాబ్స్ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్, మీరందరూ సంవత్సరం నుంచి కావచ్చు, సెకండ్ ఇయర్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన దగ్గర కావచ్చు, ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన దగ్గర కావచ్చు, ఈ సెట్ కొరకు ఇంజనీరింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యారు. ఇదే ఇంజనీరింగ్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ అనేది మీకు రేపు డిప్లొమా బేస్డ్ జాబ్స్ కూడా ఉండడం జరుగుతుంది. కాకపోతే మీరు రేపు జాబ్ పడినప్పుడు రెడీగా ఉండాలంటే కన్సిస్టెంట్గా ప్రిపరేషన్ అది అవసరం అవడం జరుగుతుంది. కన్సిస్టెంట్గా మీరు ఆల్రెడీ మీ అందరూ బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యారు, మీకు సపోర్ట్ ఉండాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో ఒక టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కూడా మనం ద్రోణాచార్య బ్యాచ్లో ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఈ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్లో భాగంగా ప్రతి వీక్ టాపిక్ వైజ్ గ్రాండ్ టెస్ట్లు కండక్ట్ చేస్తాం. టాపిక్ వైజ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మనం మిక్స్డ్ టాపిక్స్ ఆర్ మిక్స్డ్ సబ్జెక్ట్స్ గ్రాండ్ టెస్ట్ కండక్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఫైనల్ గా ఓవరాల్ గ్రాండ్ టెస్ట్లు కండక్ట్ చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. 1 ఇయర్ పాటుగా మీకు ఈ డిప్లొమా బేస్డ్ జాబ్స్ యొక్క టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కోర్స్ అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. దీంతో పాటుగా 2 ఇయర్స్ వ్యాలిడిటీతో ఆల్ ఓవర్ ఇండియాలో ఎవరు తయారు చేయలేని విధంగా మన సాయిమేధ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ కోటి హైదరాబాద్ ఒక గేట్ కోర్స్ని రెడీ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఆ గేట్ కోర్స్ విత్ వ్యాలిడిటీ ఆఫ్ 2 ఇయర్స్ అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. ఈ 4 మాడ్యూల్స్ మనము ద్రోణాచార్య బ్యాచ్లో అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. దీని విలువ సుమారుగా ₹1,00,000. కానీ ఈ కోర్సు మొత్తాన్ని ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్గా అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. జస్ట్ ఈ 2 సంవత్సరాల మెయింటెనెన్స్కి, అదేవిధంగా టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ కోసమని రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ ఫీజ్ ₹3,000 అనేది తీసుకోవడం జరుగుతుంది. ఎవరైతే డిప్లొమా కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుని బీటెక్ వెళ్తున్నారో వీళ్ళందరికీ ఒక మంచి అవకాశం ఇది. కాబట్టి ఈ అవకాశాన్ని మీరందరూ ఉపయోగించుకుంటారని ఆశిస్తున్నా. మీరు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని వినియోగించుకోవాలంటే ముందుగా మీరు మన అప్లికేషన్ స్పేస్ గేట్ అనే అప్లికేషన్ని డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి. డౌన్లోడ్ చేసిన తర్వాత అందులో ప్రొఫైల్ సెక్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ప్రొఫైల్ సెక్షన్ మొత్తాన్ని ఫిల్ చేయండి. ఫిల్ చేసిన తర్వాత మీ అడ్మిషన్ ప్రాసెస్ కోసమని 9848692598 9848692598 ఈ నెంబర్కి కాంటాక్ట్ అవ్వండి. అడ్మిషన్ ప్రాసెస్ ఎట్లా, అదేవిధంగా ఇంకేమన్నా కోర్స్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఏమన్నా కావాలంటే కూడా పూర్తి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అందించడం జరుగుతుంది. మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, మీరందరూ ఈ అవకాశాన్ని వినియోగించుకుంటారని ఆశిస్తూ నేను మీ సూర్యతేజ ఫ్రమ్ సాయిమేధ ఈసెట్ కోచింగ్ సెంటర్ కోటి హైదరాబాద్.
The first question, let us see the first question over here. The following woodworking carpentry joint is known as. Some figure is given over here. We have to find out that joint what we are having. So T having joint, cross having joint, T bridle joint we are having, bar faced tenon joint we are having. So tenon joint will be somewhat different only. T having joint, if you are seeing this part over here, we are having some cut on this side as well as on the other side also. Okay, we are having on the other side also. If you are having only T having joint, so it will be only on the one side, it will be not there on the other side. So if you are having only on the one side, then we can call it as a T having joint. Okay, then similarly cross having joint means it will be having like this. Okay, suppose we are taking these two wooden pieces we have taken, again on the only one side if you are having the cut, undercut we are having, then we are fixing that part, then we are calling it as what, a cross having joint. Okay, now next part what we are taking over here means a T brittle joint. So whatever this diagram you can see over here, this diagram, okay, whatever this diagram we are having over here. So in this, what we are having, one side it has been cut and other side also we are having the cut over there. Okay, so this type of joints, whatever we are taking, that type of joints we are calling it as a T brittle joint. Okay, what we are calling this part as T brittle joint. Now let us see the next question. Which of the following tools is not used in fitting operations of metals? Okay, fitting we are having. Already you know what are the workshops will be there. Fitting, carpentry, forging, foundry, welding, all this you came to know this part. So in this fitting, what we have to discuss means what are the tools we are having over here, and in these four options we have to identify which tool is not used in the fitting operations. Okay, direct question has been asked. Scraper, prick punch we are having, scriber we are having, snips we are having. So directly by seeing the options itself we can go with the snip part, because snip is a tool which is used in sheet metal. Whenever we are going for sheet metal for cutting that sheets, we are using the snips, and it is also called as a shear. Okay, so that's why which is not used in the fitting operation means then what we can take a snip. Now let us go with the next question over here. The sheet metal workers anvil used for bending or forming using a mallet are called. Okay, so anvils will be then actually anvil, it is used in forging operations. Okay, forging operations, whenever we are taking a workpiece, we are heating that up to red hot molten state, then we are bringing to the anvil and we are applying the pressure force with the help of hammer, and we are giving some required shape on that part. So whatever that on which we are placing the workpiece, that part that we are calling it as what a anvil actually. Okay, similarly that was related to what a forging concept, but similarly in the sheet metal also the tool or workers anvil used for bending or forming using a mallet means a wooden hammer using a mallet, it is called as a stake. What we are calling that part as a stake, anvil. Okay, sheet metal workers anvil we are calling it as what a stake. Direct question again. Now next part, maximum in this part will be direct questions only. Now next, a solid cylinder of diameter 100 mm and a height 49 mm is forged together to frictionless flat dies to a height of 25 mm. The new diameter of the cylinder is equals to. Now what we are having is a solid cylinder we are having, diameter is given. Let us take this part as diameter is equals to 100 mm we are having, and height it is equals to 49 mm we are having. Okay, now we are doing the forging operation over there. After forging, what is the height we have taken over there? Let us take this part as H2 is equals to 25 mm we have taken. Now what is the new diameter means we have to find out D2. Okay, new diameter of the cylinder whenever we have done forging. Before forging, after forging, whatever it may be, the cylinder volume of the cylinder will be there. The volume of the cylinder before forging, after forging it will be same only. So volume it is same. So volume before forging will be equals to volume after forging. Okay, so what is the formula we are having over here? Pi d1 square into h1, it is equals to pi d2 square into h2. Okay, we have taken this part over here. Now this pi gets cancelled. What is d1 value we are having? 100. Okay, 100 square into h1 value we are having it as 49, then it is equals to d2 square into h2 value, it is equals to 25. Okay, we are having this part. Now simplify this, what we are having, send this 25 over here. Okay, and send this square over there, then we will be getting d2 value. After complete this simplification, we will be getting the answer as a 140. Okay, so second option is correct. Only you have to remember the formula, do the simplification, you will be getting the answer. Which of the following property is not improved by cold working of metals? What is the meaning of cold working actually? Hot working, cold working. Hot working means what we are taking over here, a working of metal which is above recrystallization temperature, then we are calling it as hot working. Cold working means the working of the metal which is below recrystallization temperature, then we are calling it as what? A cold working. Actually this cold working, it is used for increasing, the strength. It is used for what purpose? Increasing the strength. Either it may be fatigue strength, whatever it may be. Okay, it is used for increasing the strength. Now whenever we are using the cold working of metals, which property is not improved over here? Hardness will be improved, surface finish will be improved, toughness will be improved. All this it is related to this part only. Okay, all this it will be related to this part: strength, hardness, surface finish as well as toughness. Surface finish of the cold working will be greater than the hot working actually. So all this will be improved, but this corrosion resistance will not be improved. Corrosion resistance will be not be improved with the help of cold working. So option 4 is correct. Now next is the tool used to remove the loose piece of a loose piece pattern from the mold. Suppose whenever we are having this, suppose we are taking this type of pattern. Okay, we are taking this type of patterns over here. So what will happen? Over here, as it is having some critical shape over here, we have placed this piece, small piece we have taken, it is called as a loose piece. What we are calling? We are calling it as what? A loose piece. So how, this is not fixed actually, it will be loose. So directly we can remove this loose pieces over here, and then we can actually remove this pattern. Okay, so whenever we are having some critical shapes over there and we can't able to remove the pattern, if you are removing the pattern, the mold is damaged over there, means we are using the loose piece patterns, some small loose pieces we are using over here. So this loose pieces we can remove it separately, then we can go for the complete removal of the pattern. So that we are calling it as a loose piece pattern. So whenever we want to remove that loose pieces, what is the tool we are using means we are calling this part as a skewer. Okay, what we are calling skewer. It is similarly like needle shape will be then a needle pointer like that. It will be looking like that part only. So with the help of that skewer, we can remove that loose pieces. So option 1 is correct. Now next part, which of the following is not a property of molding sand? So we are having some of the properties over here. Directly in the by seeing the options itself, we can give the answer. Permeability is the property we are having. Collapsibility, adhesiveness, cohesiveness, all this will be coming under properties itself. Okay, permeability we are having, easy of passage we are having. Collapsibility means after becoming the mold, then whenever we are pouring the molten metal, after solidification it has become solid, now we have to damage that molding sand, so it should have the collapsibility property also. Okay, next cohesiveness, it is having the property to stick to similar particles. To similar particles means sand particles, it will be sticking over there. That part we are calling it as cohesiveness. Adhesiveness means sand particles and the molding box wall will be then it will be sticked with that molding box. That we are calling it as adhesiveness. So what is not a property means fluidity. Fluidity, it is not a property of molding sand. If you are having the fluidity means we can't make the shape, we can't give the shape of the pattern to the molding sand over there. If we can't make a mold, if we can't able to make a mold means we can't pour the molten metal in that part. Okay, so fluidity, it is not a property of the molding sand. Now next question, the external defect formed due to imperfect fusion of two streams of molten metal in the molding cavity. This is also direct we are having. What is a defect? External defect which is formed due to imperfect fusion of two streams. Whenever we are having this word imperfect fusion of two streams, then directly we can go with what? A cold shut. Okay, directly we can go with what? Cold shut. Direct defects we are having over here. Now in the specification of the surface roughness symbol, now this figure is very important over here. What we are having this part? Suppose if we are taking this one A, B, C, D, over here we can take E also. Okay, over here we have taken E also. Now let us go with these options: direction of lay, roughness value, manufacturing allowance, and the sampling length we are having over here. Okay, so what we are having means over here we are having this part. Okay, this part we are taking it as a sampling length. Sampling length we have taken. Now this we are taking it as a production method. We have taken it as a production method. Now next what we are taking over here, this is manufacturing allowance. Manufacturing allowance, and this part is roughness value. Okay, what else is left over here? D is left. D is a surface pattern. So all this part we have taken over here. A we have taken, B, C, D, E. A we are taking it as roughness value. B we have taken it as a production method. C we have taken it as sampling length. D we have taken it as a surface pattern. Manufacturing allowance. Okay, what we have to find actually? We have to find a letter C. What is the meaning of letter C we are having? C means what we have taken? Sampling length. Sampling length means option 4 is correct. Now next part, the notation or representation for tolerance of form and position is shown in the figure below. The tolerance symbol, this symbol, what is the meaning of this symbol we are having? Actually we are having some different symbols: flatness, parallelism, straightness, symmetry. Flatness means whenever we are having this symbol. Parallelism means this symbol. straightness means this straight symbol, symmetry means this symbol. Okay, so these are the symbols we are having. Then directly what is the symbol we are having means parallelism. Option 3 is correct. Now next part, the shaft of the diameter 20 plus 0.05 minus 0.10 and a hole of diameter 20 plus 0.20 plus 0.1 when assembled would yield. Okay, now listen here carefully. Now what we are doing, upper limit what we are having means 20 plus 0.05, it is equals to 20.05, and lower limit is equals to 20 minus 0.10, it is equals to, now what we are getting over here, 19.90. Okay, this is upper limit and lower limit for the shaft. Now for the hole what we are having, it as upper limit is equals to 20 plus 0.20, which is equals to 20.20. Lower limit it is equals to 20 plus 0.10, which is equals to 20.10. Okay, now listen here carefully. Lower limit of the shaft it is equals to 19.90. Lower limit of the hole is equals to 20.10. Now listen here carefully. Whenever we are having note point, what is the note point we are having over here? Lower limit of the hole, it is greater than lower limit of the shaft. Then clearly what we can say? Clearly we can say this part as a clearance fit. What we can say? We can say it as a clearance fit. Okay, so this is the first condition we are having. First option is correct. Now the symbol used in machine drawing refers to depth, counter bore, counter sink, conical taper we are having over here. So this part, counter bore means we can take this part, counter sink means we are having this one. Okay, what we are having over there? Depth means normal case we are having over here, counter bore we have taken, and counter sink also we have taken. If you want to take conical taper also, conical taper means you can take like this over here. Okay, this part we have taken. So this shape what we are having, this shape it is used means what is the shape we are having over here? Counter sink. Option 3 is correct. Now in which of the following welding process electrode in coil form is used? Electrode in the coil form is, which electrode we are using actually? Which electrode we are using actually? We are using the consumable electrode. What we are using? Consumable. We are using consumable electrode, and that will be actually copper coated. Okay, copper coiled will be there. So whenever we are using this consumable electrode in the form of copper coiled form, then that welding process we are calling it as a MIG welding, means metal inert gas welding. Okay. Now let us go with the next question over here. Some of the highlighted words you have to remember over here. Okay, maximum 95% will be theory questions only. If you know the concept, then directly, if you know the main content what we are having, what is the main differentiation point we are having, then we can directly give the answers. Okay, theory questions, for all these theory questions. For which of the following metal oxidizing flame is used during oxyacetylene gas? Oxidizing flame. For which of the part we are using the oxidizing flame we are using? Okay, oxidizing flame. Oxidizing flame directly we can use for brass over here. For which part we are using? For brass we are using the oxidizing flame. We will be having a neutral flame also. If you are taking neutral flame means it is actually used for mild steel and alloy steel. Mild steel and alloy steel. Suppose if you are going for reducing flame, means we can go with high carbon steel. Okay, like this we have taken. Mild steel, alloy steel means neutral, reducing means high carbon steel, oxidizing flame means we have to use for brass. Okay. Now next, which of the following is an example of solid state welding? Solid state welding. Solid state welding actually we are calling it as forge welding. What we are calling? We are calling it as a forge welding. Now what is the meaning of forge welding? Means whatever the two pieces we are having, we are joining the two pieces by applying the pressure. Whenever we are applying the pressure on the two pieces, due to that pressure, what is happening over here? The two pieces are joining. Okay. So that part we are calling it as solid state welding. One of the example of solid state welding, we are having it as a ultrasonic welding. Okay, whatever the vibrations will be there, due to that vibrations, the two pieces of the work pieces will be joined. Ultrasonic welding, it is one of the example of the solid state welding. Okay. Now during welding process, a groove is formed in the parent metal at the toe of the weld pass, that is along the side of the weld bead. This weld defect is called. Now listen carefully. Groove, we are calling it as a groove over here. We have to concentrate only on one word. Groove, it is also called as what? Distortion, porosity, spatter, undercut. Groove means it is one of the type of undercut. Okay, so fourth option is correct now. Now next, the non-cutting operation that can be performed on lathe. Non-cutting operation. If you are going for grooving operation, means it is cutting operation. Boring and facing, it is also cutting operation. But spinning, it is not a cutting operation. It is giving only the shape, whatever the shape we want to give, actually that shape we are giving for the workpiece. So this spinning, it is not a cutting operation. Remaining three are cutting operations. So option 4 is correct. A wedge shaped tool is used for removing the taper shank from the nose of the drilling machine spindle, and it is known as, okay. So a wedge shaped tool, it is used for removing the taper shank, from the nose of the drilling machine spindle. Means from the machine spindle, if you want to remove this taper shank, what is the tool we are having over here? So drill chuck, drill socket, drill key means it is holding devices. Chuck means what? Holding devices. Now we have to remove that from the drilling spindle over here. If we want to remove, then we are going for drill drift. Remaining what we have taken, chuck, socket, what we have taken, it is holding devices. So removing tool means drill drift. First option is correct. Now during machining operation, shaper machine tool uses the following mechanism. Many times this question has been asked. Shaper, if you are having shaping machine, what is the mechanism we are having? Means crank and slaughter mechanism. That's it. These questions will be standard. Directly we can give the answers. A milling operation in which two cutters are mounted on the same arbor. Suppose we have taken this part as a arbor, we have taken. Okay, we have taken the arbor. On the same arbor, we are having the two cutters. If we are having the two cutters like this, then what we are calling parallel vertical surfaces simultaneously is called end milling, gang milling, straddle milling, slab milling. By seeing the diagram itself, we can say that part as whenever we are having the two cutters on the same arbor, then we are calling it as a straddle milling. Okay, option 3 is correct. In jigs and fixtures, 3-2-1 method of location arrests or restricts the workpiece in dash degree of freedom. Actually, we are having 12 degrees of freedom. So according to 3-2-1, 3 pin, 2 pin, 1 pin, with the help of this 3-2-1 principle, we have to restrict the movement of the workpiece over there. So whenever we are using these 3 pins, actually, if you are using these 3 pins, what we are restricting over here? We are restricting Z linear motion. We are restricting Z linear motion, and we are restricting X rotary motion clockwise and counterclockwise. Then Y also rotary motion clockwise, counterclockwise. Okay. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 motions, 5 degrees of freedom. 5 degrees of freedom we are restricting over here. So option 2 is correct. Now next part. Which of the following material cannot be machined by using electrical discharge machining? So if you are using EDM, over here, which of the material cannot be machined means glass. Okay, we can't perform any machining operation on the glass with the help of this EDM. Remaining steel, titanium, copper, it is purely metals. If we are going for the metal concept, means we can do all the operations on that metals using this EDM, but glass we can't perform the operations. Okay. Now let us go with the next question. The surface finishing operation in which two surfaces are rubbed together. Suppose this is one piece we are having, this is another piece we are having. So one surface, another surface rubbed together with a loose abrasive small particles will be there between them. So we are performing finishing operations. So whenever we are performing surface finishing operation with small abrasives upon one another, that operation we are calling it as what? Lapping. So option 1 is correct. Now with reference to the part program on CNC lathe code, M08 refers to. M08 means what? We are having some of the operation codes over here. M00 means what we are having over here? Program end. Okay, program. Then similarly M01 we are having, M01, M02, M03 also we are having over here. Okay, so M02, then M03, M04, M05, then directly with M05, let us go with M08 and M09. Okay, if you are going with M08 and M09, M08 and M09. Okay, now let us discuss this what we are having. M00 means we are having it as a program stop and stop. Let us take it as stop over here. Now next we are having it as optional program stop. Okay, next we are having it as end of the program. What we are having? End of the program. Now next we are having it as M00, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 directly. We are having 6, 7 also, but some important we have taken. M03 we are having it as a spindle start clockwise. Next is spindle start counterclockwise. Next is spindle stop. Next we are having it as coolant on, and next is coolant off. Okay, we are having this important M codes we have taken. Now what is the meaning of M08? M08 means what we are having? Coolant on. Coolant on means option 3 is correct. Okay, now let us go with the next question over here. The robot coordinate system which has two linear, listen carefully, two linear and one rotational motion is called. This is a direct theory question we are having. So for which robot coordinate system we are having two linear and one rotational motion means we are going with the first option over here, cylindrical coordinate system. Okay. Now next, in flexible manufacturing system, what is the full form of AGV? Again direct question. AGV is what we are having, automated guided vehicle. Okay, automated guided vehicle, option 2. Which of the following is not a rapid prototyping technique used in manufacturing? So rapid prototyping technique which is not there, not means a fused deposition method. This is one of the method we are having. This is one of the technique. Stereolithography also we are having the technique. SLS also we are having the technique, but finite volume method we are not having any that type of technique which is used in manufacturing. So option 4 is correct.